Hello everyone, welcome to this new episode Join, the show which presents you a company in order to integrating it. Today I have the pleasure of welcoming Talia Ozer, EMEA Director of Continuous Improvement at McCormick, but also Denis Gontier, EMEA Head of Supply Chain in the same company, and the last but not the least, Alexis Ledoux, EMEA Supply Planner at McCormick 2. Hello to all three.
Hello, Léa.
Good afternoon, Léa.
Thank you for being with us today to tell us more about McCormick, a famous food company. Together, we are going to talk about its strong values, but also its graduate program. First, McCormick defend equality with women in supply chain. It's one of the reasons why, Talia, you decided to work in this company, isn't it?
I mean, nowadays it's not only about the job and the responsibility. It needs to be a full package deal. I mean, obviously it needs to be an exciting new opportunity, but you want to work in a company that embraces your core values and accepts you for who you are. And McCormick is actively pursuing their diversity and inclusion goals, and it made it a company that is very attractive to me. And typically, you mentioned it, the Women in Supply Chain program is a great initiative that is led by a cross-functional team composed of female and male, and that are coming really from different parts of the business. And their aim is to attract, develop, and retain women in supply chain in order to build a culture, to drive performance, and to improve profitability. And the support that we are getting from our senior manager and the top leaders is making a real difference and allow us to deliver concrete results. So overall, it feels good, and typically that's the kind of company I wanted to be part of.
And McCormick defends also diversity. The more a team is diverse, the more creative and effective it is. You don't think so, Denis?
Absolutely, Léa. First and foremost, a diverse team brings a variety of background, cultures, and experience, and therefore they are more likely to solve problems in an innovative way. But we have also found a direct relation between a more diverse and inclusive culture and employee engagement, simply because when employees feel valued and included, they are more likely to become and stay engaged and this is also reflected in teams' performance, where we often see diverse teams that are achieving higher engagement and performance. And lastly, I will say that promoting a diverse and inclusive culture is also a must to access to a larger talent pool. Hiring top talent is whatever employee runs, right? So considering a diverse candidate, to me, is the best way to build a high-performing team with the skills, the experience, and the knowledge needed.
And in order to fight against sometimes this kind of prejudice, McCormick organize regularly trainings and events. Could you, Talia, give us some example and what result have you observed?
Yeah, absolutely. So McCormick has a library of trainings and events. And basically in terms of training, we're going to be developing hard skills and soft skills. And for example, there was a great training that was organized about biases. So unconscious biases, they will impact our ability to be truly inclusive. So the training, it was not about telling you what is right, what is good, what is bad. It's really about helping employees at every level of the business to recognize, understand, and manage hidden biases. We also have a various event organized to support diversity and equity. And very recently, we had the WISC quarterly event. And it's two parts, the event. So the first one is really an interview of one of our most top influential leaders, so male or female. And we're asking them tough questions to really understand what they are feeling, what they are thinking about diversity and inclusion. And so far, it was a true success, and the leaders gave us heartfelt and inspiring answers. The second part of the event was about trying to understand what micro behaviors are. So micro behavior, just for you to know, it's tiny and often unconscious gestures, words, or posture that can influence how people around us are feeling. So again, it's not about telling you what is right, what you should do or what you shouldn't do. It's about bringing awareness to the fact that some of our action might hurt people around us. So we've been receiving a lot of positive feedback about this training and events, and people are feeling energized, inspired, and in many cases, they feel a little bit less lonely and they're happy to get to share their own experience and to see that we are actively trying to make our working environment truly inclusive.
And did you feel it in your daily professional life?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're in a meeting, some people are referring to the content of this event, are referring to the training. It's becoming part of the culture.
And fight against prejudice, it's also a way of managing. That means instead of having only one type of management for everyone in a diverse team, the goal is that the manager should adapt and find his own style because everyone doesn't have the same needs. It's the kind of management that you try to implement, Denise.
Yeah, that's a great question, Leah. We have talked about multiple benefits of a diverse and inclusive culture, but managing a diverse team can be challenging, and no one is perfect when it comes to lead a team of different background and experience. It's important to identify and eliminate any bias, whether in the recruitment process or leadership style, for example. So, I mean, Talia talked about it. McCormick provide training to help manager, leader to identify those bias and set up the organization for success. But there is also a need to set a culture where feedback is the norm, because a culture that promotes feedback between managers and team members makes everyone accountable for speaking up. And at last, I also believe in regular one-to-one interaction just to create this safe environment for different opinions to be voiced. That's, to me, critical to create this safe space to address specific needs and have a collaborative culture that really enhances the power of a diverse team.
And by the way, a few months ago, you were the director of Talia, and you said me that it was a really good professional relationship.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have talked about it many times already. And yeah, that was a developing relation and really valuable for at least both of us, I think. Yeah.
And help maybe each other to grow up within the company. In addition, to respect the needs of each employees and to guarantee a good professional and personal life balance, you have also the possibility to have flexible hours and to work at home.
Yes, absolutely. So McCormick launched MyFlex policy in 2021, and MyFlex is a way of working that is built on the foundation of flexibility, empowerment, and trust. And typically, the program will give us the ability to the eligible employees to work from home up to 50% of their time. And this type of policy is making McCormick a great place to work, and it makes us stronger by being together in flexible way, if you see what I mean.
And currently, you propose also an internal program that's called the Graduate Program. It allows young graduates to discover during 9 months 3 different departments of your company. So that means around 3 months each. So could you explain us more about this program, Denis?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we have many internships in the EMEA region, but in Poland, in the UK, we have launched what we call the graduate program, which allows students to join McCormick, develop their skill, and at the same time continue their studies. So the students have the chance to rotate between 3 different departments, and it gives them a great opportunity to learn more about each of the department and choose what they want to do after the graduate program. And just to highlight the success of such a program recently, all our supply chain graduates in the UK got a permanent position following the program.
And Alexis, you did it recently, so could you share with us your experience from the beginning until the end?
Yes, of course. So I joined the graduate program in UK, which is 3 rotation of 8 months, so a total of 2 years in operation, procurement, and supply planning. So my first rotation was in operation in one of the factories of the company. So I got experience on the shop floor and understood how products are manufactured. I started off with small projects, such as improving workstation. And by the end of my rotation, I was able to take responsibilities and cover team leaders during their holidays and supervise a part of the factory. So that was a great experience. My second rotation is a good example of how the program can be shaped to your needs. So I was initially supposed to join procurement. However, the company was looking for someone to take over the PMO role. So project manager in Peterborough, so where we are starting up a new factory. It was the right opportunity at the right time, but it was a bit an advanced position that is not normally available to a graduate. But I really felt that the company trusted me to take it on. So I joined the project team, and my job was to look after the project structure, project planning, and ensure to have a good communication within our team. So I was able to learn a lot in a short amount of time because I was working with people from different departments on multiple subjects.
And in your opinion, what are the most important things that you have learned during that time? What did you prefer during this program?
So maybe just to finish on the question,
Awesome.
because I didn't talk about the last rotation, the third one. And on the third one, I joined the supply planning department, which is a department that connects the demand from our customer to our factories. Basically, what to produce, when and where. And during that rotation, I looked after a portfolio of 100 products, managing short and mid-term supply.
So yeah, I answer you the next question. So what did you prefer during this program? What did you learn?
Oh, what did I learn?
Visualize exactly what you did.
Okay, so maybe to come back on what Tyler said on hard skill and soft skills, because like the two are really important. On the hard skills part, I've gained a lot of knowledge on regarding supply chain. So by working in 3 different departments, you really experience the role, get like really technical and understand how the department works. But you also understand at the end of the program how each department is connected to make the whole supply chain. And then on the soft skills, which is even more important than the hard skill, I would say, there's like 2 main points for me. Transition. So you learn to transition to a new job as you have to do it 3 times in 2 years, which is quite challenging. Fortunately, the company provided us some training to do a successful transition, so that was really helpful. And lastly, on soft skills will be development. So I've learned a lot during my rotation on how to develop myself. So I had a lot of coaching from my managers, from my mentors to help me to understand what main competencies I wanted to develop with my career and how to develop them to move towards the next opportunity.
And after the graduate program, what's happened? Are you still related with supply chain or not?
So I'm still related to supply chain. So throughout the whole graduate program, HR and our manager are encouraging us to work on the development plan and to think about what role we would like at the end of the program. So during my last rotation in supply planning, there was a vacancy in my department. I felt like it was an ideal opportunity, so I applied to the job and I got it.
So now, in few words, how it works to integrate it.
So you can apply online by submitting your resume and a cover letter on McCormick's website. If you are selected, you'll be interviewed in our EMEA headquarters in Hadnam, and you'll be also given the opportunity to meet the other candidates. We'll introduce you to some employees and give you a tour of our factory in Hadnam.
And what kind of studies are required, and what kind of soft skills are you looking for?
I mean, overall, we are looking for a strong technical degree, but the most important thing is to find the right candidate. So basically, we would like to have someone that has an experience working in a project team and that is a true team player. So that's important for us. We want to find a highly driven individual with a strong learning agility that is open to new challenge and that is happy to work in a cross-functional and diverse team. So that's very important for us. So in summary, we are looking for someone that wants to make a positive difference and that is ready to lead this change, just such as Alexis.
And in general, in McCormick, is it an hiring period, maybe for other posts or?
I mean, McCormick, it's always changing. You know, there are always movements, so it's always good to go on the website and leave your CV. It's always a good thing for us to have great candidates.
Okay, thank you, Talia. Thank you, Denis, and thank you, Alexis, for your great explanation. Thank you so much.
Thank
Léa.
you.
Thank you.
And you, thank you for watching us. I hope see you very soon for a next episode. Join.